Early 2017 has initiated a forum where young, ambitious Vietnamese students in Melbourne can get precise advice for their career pathways in Australia from the pioneers.
And once again, with the team Startup and Climb Up today, Early Talk Forum 2017 aims to provide insight into the two main possible career pathway for the fresh graduate to climb to the corporate ladder by working in the established firm or organization, or to start with a completely new personal business. So I would like to say welcome to you with the four generous speakers for today. They have spent their time to join with us for the event. Please welcome from Team Startup, Mr. Xuan Ngoc from Senior Producer SBS.
Mr. Xuan Ngoc comes from Team Climb Up. And the second speaker is welcome Ms. Harbour, Communication Advisor for A and Z.
Second startup, we would like to introduce to you Mr. Nguyen from CEO Beyond Edge and CEO Baguette.
And the second speaker for Team Startups, Ms. Cheryl Tai, CEO of Cupcake Central.
Thank you so much. So, we're going to have four stories today. Okay? Before we are going to each story, I would like to remind you something. First of all, can you turn off the phone into silent mode? So it's not going to be disturbed our guest today. Secondly, in your hand gift pack, you will receive note so for you to write the question for all of the guest speakers today. Okay? If you want to give the guest speaker all of the questions today, please write it down. We're going to have volunteers who will come in the break time and collect your question. Is it okay? Okay. Okay, let's start with the first story. Mr. Xuan Ngoc moved to Melbourne from Hanoi when he was 26 years old, after 2 years in the position of VTV's MC and 2 years working as a professional financial advisor for Vietnamese Private Banking. He studied Master of Business, Banking and Finance at Monash University and proceeded to work in a proactive environment of ABC National Radio Vietnamese Program until 2011. The passion with media that he called destiny brought him into SBS Radio. With support and encouragement from experienced colleagues and family, he decided to follow the career of the radio presenter, editor in the best multi-language media corporation in Australia, which is called SBS. He is in charge of senior producer after 5 years hard working and dedicated for his passion in SBS. His belief that opportunities are always out there for anyone ready to face challenge. Let's welcome on stage Mr. Xuan Ngoc from SBS.
Thank you, Ben. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, everyone. And maybe the first of all, I would like to thank all of you for your attendance today to listen to our story. I really don't want to be called a guest speaker, but just a former Vietnamese overseas student who have the time to study here, to live here, and now to work here. I just want to share my story only. So thank you so much for all of you being here today. And of course, I would like to thank all the team at the talks who always support us. I appreciate. That is my proud, my opportunity to tell my story with you. Thank you. And you just have listened all the story about just myself, that when he introduced all of myself in some sentence. very shortly, but that's my life. I just want to tell you the reason why I left the whole country to come here, to chase my dream. Why? Because at that time I was 26 years old and working for one of the best bank in Vietnam, Vietcom Bank, and in the best department, that what we called private banking department, just serving all the VIP guests of Vietcom Bank, who are really richest people in Vietnam. Why I left everything to come here? So now, you always have your way, your thought, your thinking about what you have done, what you want to do for your life, what the way you want to live your life. I think that you all have that in your mind, and me too, me either. At that time, my dreams is that maybe coming to other countries to learn. The first is to learn the way they do, the way they operate, why they are richer than our country, why they have the biggest bank of the world, but not our country. I just want to learn. That is the first thing. I think that. The second thing, I think that maybe I'm suitable, I'm fit with other society rather than in Vietnam. Because you know in Vietnam, the first thing you need to have is not the knowledge. It's not your experiences, your relationship, your money. That's what I did not have. That's why I choose coming to other countries to work, to dedicate my life and to live my own life. And maybe that's the luckiness for me when I get here as the student of Monash as banking and finance master degree. That's what I did. And now I will tell you about my experience in media. I started my media route when I was a student in Vietnam as the MC, translator, interpreter, and content producers for VTV2. You know, you all know VTV2 in Vietnam, yeah? Vietnamese television channel 2, focused on education and technology. That's what I began with this media. And here, when I come here, of course, studying is not only the first thing you've done here. You just have your free time, working, and have many activities in your life. I was very passionate about the Vietnamese students' activities here, like Mobstar and MVix, like all the guys over there. Always want to live the life that as MC and as singer, editor, organizer for some events, like I remember that Miss Mosa 2009 contest. I was the MC at that time and joined some gala. The gala in 2010, I was to have the third prize at that gala. But you know that all the activities is worthy. I guess my chance from joining activities of Vietnamese Community Association. After I was MC, I was organizer for some really important events for Vietnamese Students Association here. ABC offered me a position as the presenter, as the broadcaster for ABC. That's the first time I had worked with ABC and with media in Australia, and it opened my media route here. And after that, I joined the SBS in early 2012. At that time, for me, it was really a challenge. And for our community also was the challenge as well. Why? Because here we have the gap, really big gap between the community living here, the refugee community, Vietnamese refugee community, and the community came here after 2000. Really big gap, as you know. The politics, the history, the Vietnam War, really big gap. So that's why I tell you that for me it's the challenge, and for SBS as well. But they offer me the position at SBS as casual Vietnamese producer at that time, and I start my media route in SBS until right now for over 5 years. And I just want to share with you my story only. Some of the highlights about my job. In 2013, the first time I have many special interviews with State Minister in Australia, Tony Burke, and other political members of the Australian government at that time. And I learned much from them. I learned much from the media in Australia. It's really different from we have in Vietnam when I was working for VTV2. It's really different. And I learned much from that. But that is the first highlight of mine. Next one, in 2014, that's what I want to share with you. Really want to share with you. Because that was the really important, really effective events affect many Vietnamese in our community here and in our country, our home country. And we have many protests against it. We have the protest against the Chinese, the Oric Haiyan 981 event. At that time, they used this rig to take the conflict in the dispute seas of Vietnam, with Vietnam. That's why our community here have that protest. And now you can see the link. This link showed us the interview, the live interview in 2014 I was conducting at that time. And now I want to share with you just some minutes about the interview to show you that how the Vietnamese react with something the neighbor did with us.
Thưa quý vị, đó là không khí biểu tình của rất nhiều bạn trẻ đang sống, làm việc và học tập tại Melbourne trước cửa lãnh sự quán Trung Quốc tại Melbourne. Một không khí có thể nói là rất là sôi nổi của những người tham gia cuộc biểu tình ngày hôm nay. Bây giờ là 12 giờ khoảng. Ngày hôm nay chị đi một mình hay đi với ai ạ?
Đi với cô em.
Chị muốn chia sẻ một điều gì? Nếu mà chị được nói một câu nào đó với chính phủ Trung Quốc thì chị yêu cầu điều gì?
Hãy tôn trọng hòa bình và tôn trọng lãnh thổ của người khác, bởi vì tất cả chúng ta nên xem như là tất cả mọi người Mỹ công dân toàn cầu, và nếu chúng ta tôn trọng hòa bình chúng ta cũng nên tôn trọng hòa bình ở đây trong đất nước của mình.
Cảm ơn chị rất là nhiều và chúc chị có một cuộc biểu tình có thể nói là trong hoa và thể hiện được sự văn minh của người Việt, đúng không ạ?
Cảm ơn.
That's what I did. That's what I did. And in 2015, as maybe many people here maybe just still remember that the event, really big event for the fan of soccer. That's the AFF Cup 2015. That is the event that Australia soccer team won the championship
for the first time. And I'm really lucky to conduct the live coverage in the stadium, in various stadiums in Australia for that event. That's what I did. And after that, I found that Vietnamese here really love soccer. And maybe that the outcome from it give us a gift. That's what we always call promotion. In 2016, I became the main presenter and senior producers of SBS Vietnamese Program until right now, still working, still dedicating my life for the media. And now I just want to share something really shortly. Vietnamese always are the hard workers. Yeah? In many fields, I know that hard students, hard workers here, and sometimes really smart workers. The hard thing is that sometimes we need to be more, to be smarter, but that we can learn from other people. We can learn from the community here, the Australian here, the second generation of Australian here. We learn from them the smart work, industrial culture. That's what we learned from that. So the first thing, work hard and harder. Yep. Never forget to show your managers solutions for every problems. I would like to ask some managers here. We have 2 managers here, yeah? Is it right? Absolutely, yeah. I always have the solution. I always finish the job before I met the manager. Even before they ask me about that job, finish it. Try to think first. Maybe think faster. Here I'm sharing about the climb up. Yeah, we all know. We all think about the climb up in a corporation, in a company. Yeah? And let's enjoy something outside the job. What do you like in the free time? What do you do in free time? For me, just riding the motorbicycle around the mountains and enjoy the sunshine from the really beautiful beach of Melbourne. At that time, I can think about myself, think about the job, think about other better things, about the plan for the future. That's why we just try to enjoy something outside the job, just not be the robot. We are not robots. We work, but we are not robots. We are the human beings. We know how to love, how to hate, how to enjoy. So let's enjoy yourself outside the job. That's what I withdraw over the period of working in SBS and in other corporations. Yeah, willing to work long hours when needed. Go home on time, sometimes early. I always come back home early. Why? Because finish job, finish working. But I'm willing to work longer hours. I still remember that I spent more than 18 hours continually to conduct the interviews outside Melbourne in Adelaide. After that, try to post some photos, edit some video clips, upload to the website, upload to the Facebook, and try to convince other people to get there to have more views. 18 hours continually. I'm willing to do it, and I think you also did it, maybe sometimes in your life. But when you finish the job excellently, you can be confident to ask your manager that, "Manager, hey sir, I finished my job, finished everything. Can I take a rest? Come back home and enjoy yourself. Come back, enjoy something outside the job to get the more energy for the next step, for the next plan." Yeah. Don't wait the job title. Yeah. And I said to you, as a former student, I have done many jobs here. Dishwasher, salesman, deliverer, pickpocket, many jobs. And I've learned that don't wait the job's targets. You can choose the job. You can choose what you have to do next. Not this job, maybe next job, next thing. And think about that. Honestly, I always have the good idea when I take bath. When I take bath, thinking, brainstorming, and have many good ideas from it. Yeah. As I said to you, let's try to do something before you think that, or you tell to the manager that I want to get promoted. Just try to focus something, to try to focus what you want to do, you really want to do. To be your motivation in your working. That will bring you the success in the future. That must be. Here. In Vietnamese we call that nhất quan hệ, đúng không ạ? Nhất quan hệ gì ạ? Tiền tệ. Còn sau là hậu duệ đủ thứ, đúng không ạ? Yeah. Relationships in Australia still one of the priority. Sometimes the number one priority. Why? Everyone want to listen. Everyone want someone else to do the job really good, really excellently. But you always want somebody to have a good relationship with them. At least you need to understand, you need to know about them, about job. At least you have to know about your manager. And the best thing is that you have to have a good relationship with all levels of the corporation. In SBS, weekly, we always have the pizza lunch. Each week, we always have that. Just 2 pizza, not enough for all the college to enjoy. But all the people get there to communicate. Maybe some share experience, share the news, share the features, share the plans, share the ideas for the next plan, for the next week. That's why they have the pizza lunch every week. And of course, we have many other activities. Here, anyone knows about Craig Foster? No? Les Murray? No? My goodness me. Les Murray is the legend sport commentator Australia, who brings here the soccer, who brings here all the fans, all the love with soccer here. Les Murray. He was Hungarian. And the relations really important. Now, he passed away, but I would like to share with you a story that I was playing in the football team of SBS and playing with Craig Foster. Right now, he is the commentator for the soccer of SBS and late Les Murray. And I learned much from that activity, learned much from that relationship. Why? Because they are the talent. They are excellent in sports here. They understand everything. They know everything about the events, about the angle of soccer culture in Australia. That's what I have learned from them via the relationship. Okay, let's think what should happen next. Everyone has the plan for the future. maybe the short future, maybe the long future, long periods of life in the future. And I think that we need to have that. But the short term, maybe I'm staying here right now. But I'm thinking about next week I will conduct which interview, which topics. Honestly, before coming here to have the presentation, I got at least 3 contacts with really good Mr. Huang. Yeah, PhD, in biotechnology. I got the contact with the master of international relationship over there. Maybe next week we'll conduct some interview about maybe the current affairs of Asia. Yeah, why not? Maybe next time I will talk about some virus, Yeah, now we have the flu virus here in Melbourne. I would like to have the explanation from you next week. Why not? That's what I would like to share with you, that we think what should happen next. And I'm thinking about it. That's all I would like to share with you about my story today. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.